guys, it's your girl Tara Crush back with another review, and this time it is for Sistas on BET. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much, and I want to get right into this review because this was a pretty decent episode as far as I'm concerned. I'd say a whole lot happened. What would you say? I'd say a whole lot happened, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. See what we've got here, guys. Okay, so basically we have Andy in the office with Danny, and we have Tony with the representatives from the airline. And what we have is Andy laying out the grounds for a wrongful termination suit. They walked in with all types of confidence, like, why are we here? Everybody saw what she did. Y'all seen what she did. Why are we here? And Andy told them. She definitely was harassed first. And they saw exactly what it was she was laying out there. And so Andy was like, so this isn't, how y'all going to make this right? And she said, well, we may be able to convince the airline to reinstate Danny. And she was like, no. Not only will she be reinstated, she's going to get her money back for the time that she was out. And we need about $150,000 in pain and suffering. Punitive, baby. And they were like, pain and suffering? Yes. And they were like, no, we'll give her 50. And they were like, she was like, no. And they said 60. She said 75,000 or we take this to trial. Okay. We've got it down. She's reinstated. She got her month's back pay. And she's got $75,000 coming. Don't play with her. Don't play with Danny. Danny's got a bag now. And so Danny was sitting there and they got up to leave or whatever. And they was asking about validation of parking and whatnot. And they left. And Tony was sitting there, you know, because they was like, I don't think you should stay here. He was like, no, I'm going to sit here and talk to Danny real quick. And she didn't let him talk for long. He was just like, well, I see exactly what you were saying, and I do apologize. She's like, basically, thank you for saying that, but you're not about to ruin my moment. I'm out of here. Danny was gone. I was like, go ahead, Danny. You got your money. You don't need to talk to him. He's not good for you anyway. He is definitely not a good man. Like I've been telling you guys for the longest, like a good man doesn't behave that way. The way he talks to her, the way he talks at her, the way it's always her fault when anything happens. He doesn't protect her at all. So not a good man at all. And now he's finally seeing it. He's seeing the error in his ways. Then we see Pam and Karen, and they're going over sales. And Karen is like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? And Pam is like, what are they looking like? Is it looking good? She's like, not good enough for what Miss Marie wants. We got to come up with something. And so, you know, Pam was like, well, maybe we should use Maurice as a brand ambassador so he can start marketing to his people for the lubricant. And Karen was kind of hesitant at first, but, you know, it's definitely an idea. If you need to bring in more customers, new customers, if it's got another use, why not promote that, you know? And then we see Sabrina on the phone, and she gets a visitor. She goes to answer the door, and it is Calvin. Calvin, what are you doing here? Calvin, what did the cat drug in? The cat drug Calvin in. And the cat's name is Trixie. What is going on? I was not expecting to see no doggone Calvin. Was y'all? I was not. But he definitely showed up begging, like, let me talk to you, please. Sabrina, you look good. I want to talk to you so bad, girl. Please, you look good. Did I tell you look good? Girl, you look good. She do look good, though. Her hair looks really, really nice. She's dressing a little bit better than she ever did. So, yes, he's not lying. And she's hesitant to let him in because, you know, Calvin left without saying bye. And that was just the rudest thing he could have done to somebody like Sabrina. She did not deserve that. And then we see Jordan is on the phone. He's locked up. He's losing his mind. He's not built for jail at all. He's on the phone with Rich, and he's trying to get Rich to basically agree to take care of Penelope if something happens to him. And Rich is like, yeah, man, I got her. He's like, no, I need to hear you say it. I need to hear you say it. which is code for he's about to try to kill himself. He's about to try to kill himself. He's about to try to kill himself, which is just gonna make Penelope hate Andy even more, but she's gonna blame her for that too. Like, it is not, everything is not Andy's fault, but Penelope is hell bent on everything being Andy's fault, and that's crazy. But Rich went ahead and said it. He was like, yes, I will take care of Penelope if something happens to you. He was like, thanks, man. I gotta go, which is code for I'm about to go do it now. We'll see next week what happens with Jordan. I can't find any tears. I'm sorry. I don't feel anything. Because nobody told him to go and do that to Gary. Who told him to go and do that to Gary? And why is Andy being blamed for it? Can somebody please explain that to me? Because I have no idea. I have no idea. None. Okay, and so we see Andy went to see Robin to, to basically start playing hardball and to, be girly with him, be soft with him, to see what was going on. And this man is getting ready to leave tonight. You said, what? You leaving tonight? Tonight. So Andy's like, that's awful soon. Like, why so soon? And he was like, because I'm needed back in the UK. Everything is settled here. You're a managing partner. You got this. You're going to hold it down. And there's nothing keeping me here. And she grabs his hand. Nothing's keeping you here? Nothing, Robin? And then who walks in? Penelope. Oh, Robin. I need to talk to you. Alone. I would have been like, I'm managing partner. We talk together. Ma'am, ain't no privacy around here. He's my partner. Okay, that's what it is. And you ain't getting to talk to him alone. Like, Penelope's really just like getting on my nerves. Like, I don't like her at all. I don't like her at all. Like, she should be the one locked up. It should be her. It should be her. Then we see Tony went to Danny's house. Danny broke a lamp. She was not expecting Tony to show up there. And she gets to the door and Tony comes in and he's basically laying it out there. Everything that he has done wrong and how he's so sorry how he didn't see her and how, she's the love of his life and blah, 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 blah. And then she's just like, what are you talking about, boy? She's not feeling him at all. Like, he's definitely laying it out there. And then he just falls down to one knee and pulls a ring out. And her response was, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's crazy for an answer to a wedding proposal. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get up. She might as well say, get up off your knees, boy. Ain't nobody about to marry you. Oh, that was just funny to me. I just laughed. He's just sitting there looking as corny as he actually is, which is very, very much so. We see Penelope came to see Robin. To see if she could get him to represent her brother. Because she knows something is going on with Jordan, and Jordan is very unstable, and she doesn't want anything to happen to him. So she's basically trying to see if Robin will go and see about him or even represent him. And Robin's like, look, I've represented Andy. I came down to represent you. If I go down to represent your brother, I'm going to look like an ambulance chaser. And so she was like, please, please. And she's putting her hands all on him, touching on his hands, touching on his chest, touching on him. Oh my God, please, Robin, I really need you to help me and my brother. I lost my baby to Gary Borders. Please don't let me use my brother as well. Girl, that is not his responsibility because ain't nobody told Jordan to go down there and choke nobody in no hospital bed. Like, what was he thinking? What was he thinking? And then, he tells her, yeah, I'll go see him. I'll go see about him. I'm leaving tonight. Can't you change your flight? Can't you change your flight, Robin? I need you. I need you, Robin. I don't like her. Don't like her. But she convinced him, and when Andy came in the room, she's like, you're cancer. Like, the way Penelope be trying to read Andy, and the way Andy's always just standing there like, I guess I'm a cancer to every man that's ever tried to love me. Girl, why would you let this girl keep telling you about yourself and you don't have no snappy comebacks? That's why I really, really doubt your abilities as an attorney. Because attorneys are supposed to be quick on their feet with rebuttals. Where are your rebuttals, ma'am? Your rebuttals are in the toilet. Your rebuttals are crap or a roller. Like, I don't like your rebuttals at all. They are non-existent. You have no snapbacks. You need to take some time with Fatima and she can show you how to snap back. Because you don't have none, honey. I'm just saying. And then we see Gary back to work and he's there with Hayden. Hayden is taking him there. He's like, I don't know why you would want to be here instead of being at home. And Gary's like, well, I kind of feel like myself here. I'm about my element here. So yeah, I'm cool with being here or whatever. I'm just so glad I got away from that Hudson. Hudson was really trying to do some shady stuff. And Hudson comes in out of nowhere. Are my ears itching for no reason? Like, no, he was just talking about you and he wasn't talking about you in a good way. And Gary didn't pull any punches. He told Hudson he was fired. He didn't like the way he was trying to be all in his business, his hand in the cookie jar. He felt like he was trying to steal from him and he was fired. And then we see Tony and Danny again. And Tony has made away with Danny. And they're making a breakthrough. And now she's actually holding the ring in her hand as if she may actually put it on. I don't know that I'm totally mad at this. I don't like Tony. Y'all know that. But there is a thing as people having their eyes open and epiphanies. And he may have had an actual epiphany of what a trash boyfriend he had been to her. I would have liked to see him apologize for the way he treated her over his children and their bad demon seeds, those bad demon seeds of his. But, you know, I'm not upset totally with it if she goes with it because it could be something nice if he starts to see her for who she is instead of trying to see her as who he wants her to be. Karen has a meeting and she tells everybody who's involved with Roots to Riches that she wants them to start doing parties like, you know, Avon parties or Mary Kay parties and basically to sell Roots to Riches, and that she's going to give them a commission off of everything that they sell. And I think that was a good idea. And she even said that she's going to go ahead and invite Maurice on and have him to do his parties and so that he can, you know, advertise it to his people because that's probably where the sales are going to come, especially if it's that good. And then we see Sabrina in there with Calvin. She's pulling no punches. Calvin's telling her like how he just messed up by leaving without saying bye. He's telling her about Trixie. He said Trixie, yeah, she was very uninhibited when it came to sex, but she treated me like an object, not like a human being. And I have feelings too. You never did that, Sabrina. Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side. Tell me something I don't already know. Like, he's definitely trying to, you know, finagle his way back in. He was like, yeah, I saw your social media and I saw you dating somebody named Rich. How's their relationship going? And she just kind of looks at him and he goes off. Like, yeah, she don't have no answer for you right now because right now it ain't going too hot. He's a very insecure individual. He's jealous and he's presumptuous and nobody has time for that at all. We see Andy and Robin again, and he was asking about her exchange with Penelope, and she's like, that lady is just hell-bent on me being the problem for everything in her life, like seriously. And Andy's not wrong in saying that, like, Penelope's gonna blame Andy for everything. The cost of eggs is probably Andy's fault to Penelope. Ask her. Ask Penelope why eggs are so high, and if she don't say because of Andy Barnes, then I say, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But right now, it's nothing that's not Andy's fault when it comes to Penelope. And so she's talking to Robin, and Robin is basically telling her, you know, yeah, I know you love me. I love you too. When you gonna stop fighting it? If you want me to stay, you need to stop me. Because I'm leaving on the last flight out of here. And if you don't want to see me go, you need to call and stop me. And I'm like, yes, you do, Andy. You need to call and stop him because I don't want to see you with nobody else but Robin at this point. I feel like Robin is the best thing for you. That's just my opinion. And I'm going to stick with it. And it's a very good opinion because it's true. But he gave her an ultimatum, so she's going to have to call him by the end of the night or he's out of here. He's going back to the UK. And then we see Gary got rid of Hudson and vows to get back everybody who wronged him and to get his woman back. So he's not done trying to get Andy back. And he was like, so Hayden was sitting there. And Hayden was basically like, yeah, because when somebody messes with your woman, it's everything. So Hayden pretty much spilled the beans on everything. He was like, yeah. He said, I found out you was messing with my woman. And Gary's like, what are you talking about, Hayden? And he's like, yeah, Tamira, remember? Yeah, you was sleeping with her. I found out the night you was going to marry Andy. And so I came up to your wedding. He was like, are you the one that stabbed me? It's like, nah, I ain't do that. He said, but I do remember you coming into the room wielding a knife. He was like, yep. He said, but you didn't have the heart to do it. So basically he told on himself. He's like, I bought the knife there. I got it out of my kitchen. And I was only being nice to you right now because I wanted to make sure you wasn't going to try to pin that stuff on me. But yeah, I bought the knife up there, but I dropped the knife. I didn't stab you. So we still don't know who stabbed Gary. But I have a feeling it was Hudson. And I felt like that in the beginning because of how aggressive he was and how he was treating Andy, knowing Andy hadn't done anything to him or Gary. But we're just going to have to wait and see on that. But Hayden did tell Gary, you know what, stay away from me, stay away from my woman, because if you don't, you ain't going to have to worry about waking up in a doggone hospital. You don't wake up stinking. I said, oh, goodness, he threatened his life. And I believe him. Because Gary was like, you can't hurt me. He was like, please. No, you probably couldn't, Hayden, but you can do some damage, especially if you have a gun. So I hope Gary heeds your words and stays away from Tamira, because ain't nobody got time for you to be trying to kill Gary. Like everybody else is already trying to do that. Okay. So I'm going to end the review right there. I don't even want to talk about what's going to happen next week because I think that's going to be a juicy episode and I don't want to take away from it. So I'm going to leave everything right there. If by chance I miss some stuff, leave it in the comments and, we'll talk about it. Yeah, and if you are one of my viewers and you also watch my Oval reviews, I do apologize, but yesterday I kept falling asleep, so there was no way I could review that show, and I had a very busy day today, and I have a very busy day tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to review last week, but if I do, you'll see it probably Saturday. Well, we're going to see. I'm going to try. I am going to try, because you guys have definitely been holding me down and coming back every week to watch these reviews, and I appreciate each and every one of you, so I don't want to disappoint you, but I definitely didn't want to be giving y'all a half review and yawning out through it like I did that one time, because y'all definitely let me know, girl, you was too tired. Do not do this again. And I still be yawning, but I be cutting most of them out. I don't think I be leaving too many of them in there, but I still be yawning because I am an old lady. I am a granny. Granny vibes. And Granny definitely be trying to go to sleep before midnight, okay? So y'all just got to be bearing with me, because when it gets close to that hour, will come, okay? So I'm going to end the review, and I'm going to end everything right there, and I'm going to ask you real quick, if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much. And if you are not the subscribing type, you know what? You got to the end of this video, and that's more than I can ask of anybody. So thank you. And that is my $5.02. Peace.